Hello.
Hi, everybody. It's KTEE.
And Dellany.
And today we have
Kathy.
Hi. I mean, I just had to shame you to have me as a guest.
I mean, darn it, she beat me. She's good. I was going to say that it's taken forever to get her to come on as a guest, but she literally just called us out. I was like, she has been so hard to get.
I definitely need to share this so everyone knows that it's happening. So pardon me while I look down at my phone.
We're the exciting people.
It's finally happening. Oh, y'all, this is Kathy Deitch. She is, I mean, it's probably easier to tell you what she's not. She's not a fireman. She's not, oh, Danielle, hey, Danielle. Man, Kathy, you brought my own sister to this thing. She doesn't ever
look
watch
at
it.
that. Look at that. I know.
I told her that you were going to be on this, and she's on here. But every other week, she doesn't show up. But here she is. So anyway, everybody, Kathy Deitch. She is an actress, singer, dancer, producer, director, writer. She is a boss. She is a vocal coach. She is a mentor. She's a consultant. She is a white ally. She practices her allyship for Black people and people of color. And I mean, the list goes on. She's a fat activist. Did I leave anything out?
I'm your friend.
Oh, wait. First, yeah, most important, our friends. So,
yes,
Kathy is very much the 6 degrees of Kathy Deitch, by the way. She, listen, y'all, a million years ago, we were just babies, like 20 years ago. We had one specific little circle in New York City, and they would constantly be like, oh, I'm on my way to hang out with Kathy Deitch. And I'd be like, who is this Kathy Deitch? And then it turns out, everybody, she probably doesn't like me to share this, but it turns out my very first Broadway show that I ever saw, Kathy was in, and she was on, she was Footloose. That was my first Broadway show I ever saw, and Kathy was in Footloose.
I'm very old. That's why.
She was a baby. She was wearing diapers up there.
If only.
She is not old. So introduce, for people who may or may not know you, or may not, let's just say, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself in full there, Kathy?
I mean, Dellany did a really good job.
Thank you.
But I will say that I lived half my life in New York and had the pleasure of being in a couple of Broadway shows in the original company. I was in the original Footloose, like Dellany said. I also was in the original company of Wicked, platinum recording artist. Thanks for the albums. And I moved out here. Gosh, it'll be 11 years ago. 11 years ago. That's bananas. And came out here to write with like 2 of my college buddies who also were in Broadway shows that were sort of the government jobs. And we wanted to like shake up our lives. So we did. And we don't write anymore together, but we're still very good friends. And I started about 5 years ago. Gosh, 5 years is crazy. My own vodcast called Plus This Show, because I was really frustrated. Like I had 2 years where I was like really working a lot, and then like everything stopped, and like just like I was trying to figure out what is it about fat women that is the problem? Like why are we not represented? And I heard the statistic, at the time it was 67% of American women were size 14 and above, and we were only represented in media less than 2% of the time. And I found that to be horrifying. So I literally started Plus This Show, the vodcast, because of that, with my friend Eva Tingley. And basically learning what I did doing the show, bringing fabulous fat people and people who do fat studies and are allies of fat people, like just like learning what I learned from activists. Like I was like, oh my God, I'm so mad. I'm an activist now. So now really my main job is fat activism. And also I teach voice and acting on the side. But really, if I could make my bread and butter being a fat activist, I would in a second, because I think it's literally the thing that's stopping so many people from spending time on things that are important, because we spend so much time wishing our bodies were different.
Period. Well, that is a good lead in.
Well, I think
And
our
yes,
show
I'm
is
for
over.
that.
I think that was
We're done.
that was it. That's the best part of the show is what you guys just saw. So thanks for tuning in.
Stop. You asked for it. I give.
Oh,
I'm a
girl.
giver.
I mean, not for nothing, but I think that like at this point you could be getting paid for your to be a fat activist. You know what I mean? Like if I was
Sure.
more organized, I would be getting paid for it. So
I know.
yeah.
I know.
No, but you just, I mean, listen, we just need some organization, Kathy, and you're a very organized person already. It's just that you need more time. There's only so many hours in the day, and this woman has been busy. She has been so slammed. I just saw an incredible, is it okay if I share that? You have your jury?
Oh my God, yeah, of course.
Well, you should actually share it, but like it's a jury, it's called a jury, which actually I hadn't heard that in a long time. So it was basically a workshop or a showcase, right?
It's a show. I mean, when you're in, I teach at a BFA program here in LA, and I had a musical theater class that was pop rock and other genres. They were juniors, so they're not even like 21 yet.
Yeah.
And they're 5 powerhouse women. They're incredible, and they had to present. We worked on 6 songs in 8 weeks, and they had to perform 3 of them each, and there were 5 of them. So it's about an hour show we put on, a live performance. And thank you so much for coming. And KT, I'm telling you, these girls, you will lose your mind.
I loved the little preview that you showed me. I was like, oh, that girl, I got her. Oh, wow. Ooh.
Yeah. And Danielle,
they're really special.
If Danielle Peace is still on here, my sister, we want especially Mackenzie to see it because that could be a place where she could consider in her near future. So no.
Yeah, Hushin is a great school. I mean, they have it's for people who really want to be hands-on, who like want to do while they learn, not just like sit back and like take all of this information in and then all of a sudden decide to be an artist after they graduate. Like it's for like people who are like working, want to work, want to get in while they're in school. It's a great program.
It reminds me of that conservatory training, right? Like where you are.
I mean, it's not, you know what? It is a BFA program, which is why it feels like that. Like it sounds like that. But the truth is that they give them so much room to like decide who they are. And I feel like conservatory programs generally don't. They like go, this is your slot. Your track is this track. You have to be the ingenue, you have to be the leading man, you have to be the character lady, and that's it. And they sort of like shove you into that. They break you down to a pulp and then shove you into that square hole. Yeah. And this school is definitely not that.
Oh, got you. Okay, well that makes more sense actually, because I will have to say from my conservatory training, they cast me in everything. I didn't get a choice, you know, in what I wanted to be, especially my first year. But listen, you did a great job. Those ladies, I was telling KT, some of them are ready to like rule this entire world, you know, they were, I was blown away. So Danielle Peace, especially, you need to see it. We need to get you that link and show Miss Mackenzie.
I'll send it. That's easy.
We've got 1,001 topics to cover, and it's a short show. So
let's do it.
We wanted to remind people about dates and things.
Women's History Month. We have started that yesterday.
Yes.
So don't forget. And March 8th is the International Women's Day. So everybody be posting and putting. I'm going to be wearing my the Wonder Woman shirt, you know.
Awesome.
The girls.
And I'll probably still be in pajamas. I'm not going to lie. I'm probably still going to be in my pajamas. But yeah.
I was going to say Women's Month. I did hear somebody in Clubhouse say, you know, last month was Black History Month, and it's the shortest month of the year. And then now this month is Women's Month. So they were saying they're crowning it Black Women's Months. And I was like, absolutely. So let's lift up all the Black women in our life and lift them up for another month, you guys. It's crazy. Every day. So
don't you feel like you just sort of like look for the things that you are going to be studying throughout the rest of the year. Like they're somehow conveniently showing up in my Twitter feed all at once, but it's just a way for me to continue it the rest of the year. Like all year is Women's History Month, all year is Black History Month to me. Like I'm so behind that, like, okay, great, give me ideas, but still, like, it never ends. We don't know anything.
No, I know.
Well, I'm just glad we have a whole month. I'm just happy that we actually have a whole month, not a day. I figured, you know what I mean? Because like I figured we would just have a day, but we have actually a month, so it makes me happy.
Like our dogs only have a day.
KT definitely. She's like expectations. I'm keeping them in check.
Exactly.
Oh.
Well, what do you guys want to talk about first? We have 3 beautiful things to talk about. We can go deep, we can go kind of fun, and then we can go, what the hell?
Well, let's go to the what the hell. But real quickly, tomorrow is Spread the Word to End the Word. So March 3rd is an international, spread the word to end the word. We're talking about the R word. Don't say the R word. It's that simple, right? So
that's great, Dellany. I didn't know that.
Oh,
no, I'm serious. No.
Okay. I mean, I obviously have the privilege to be related to Desiree Peace, and that's why I know more. Yeah. So, because I'll have to say, but listen, the R word is just a disgusting word. I don't have tolerance for it. I'm not going to be nice anymore. And you guys, listen, I have kicked out a roommate for using that word. I'm not like, nobody should be using that word. And if you feel that you should be using that word and you're watching this, then unfollow us. Don't be our friends because we don't want to be friends with you. That's all I got to say about that. I'm speaking for all of us.
And like, it doesn't matter that you think it doesn't cause harm. It does. It doesn't matter what, it doesn't matter if the person who does not have a disability thinks that.
Right.
Who cares?
Exactly.
Like, enough of the excuses. Yeah.
Like you practice respect and dignity for that person. Don't act like it doesn't matter.
What's that hashtag again?
Still a bit on my mind, but a very, very influential Twitter.
Dellany?
She got so fired up, she threw herself offline.
I know she did.
That doesn't surprise me one bit.
I want to know what the hashtag is.
KT?
I want to know what the hashtag is. She didn't give it to me. Like, oh, we lost.
She didn't tell you?
She didn't tell me. So, okay, well, then let's get into a little bit of what are your expectations for Women's History Month? Like, what do you think?
Again, there's so much we don't know. And there are so many women who have done so many things that we never hear about. One of my favorite things to follow all year round is the Twitter handle Women in Art. And it's a London person. So they're in England doing it. So a lot of what they upload, I'm going to bed and like women's art is just like in my feed and I retweet the hell out of it like 1 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of my favorites because I took art for 4 years in high school and I was not exposed to women like really much at all. Dellany, we're sorry you got cut off.
Oh, I don't even know. Right now, all this stuff is happening in front of me. I think my internet's messing up, but I turned it on.
You got so fired up.
I think everybody's internet in LA is right now because I've had all day, any meetings that I've had, somebody's gone off and gone back on. I think it's an LA thing right now since all of us are based there. Yes.
Okay.
We wanted to know because we want to put up the hashtag. What is the hashtag for tomorrow?
Spread the word to end the word. That's it. Hashtag spread the word.
The word. Can it be shorter?
No.
These hashtags are getting ridiculous. We're running out.
Yeah, spread the word to end the word. And
all right, there it is.
Yes,
right?
there.
All right. Yes.
Great. And it was interesting because there was a couple months ago on Twitter, there was a very influential person on there. Y'all know who he is, but I'm not going to say anything. But and he's very well respected. But he actually asked on Twitter if it was okay to use the R word. And people like flew to that so fast he deleted it. He was like, my bad. I know now. But it's just interesting how like even people who we look up to, who we think are, what's the word now? Do we even say woke? Who we think that are very aware of every issue, like even he was like, oh, can I say it? You know, and yeah, so let's just
give us some examples so in case people are need teaching of what is better to say instead of the R word.
Well, I know that my sister Danielle, and she's a BEH teacher, and she works with, children with, intellectual disabilities. So she will say like intellectually disabled. I know that what I've learned from a lot of women out here who are also in the film industry, they do say they have disabilities. They'll say, yes, you don't call me special needs. I'm a person with a disability. You know what I mean? And then for me, I don't know, like, I just try not to say anything because, like, even Desiree wasn't supposed to live past 16. We were also told that her brain wasn't going to go past like a 3-year-old's way of thinking, but she is a wise old soul. So I think there's a lot more to it that we haven't even untapped. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the spectrum, the autism spectrum. There's so many, variables in that. And I feel like we've barely tapped into any of this. So I don't even know if it's fair to say intellectually disabled. Like they just happen, people who we say that about just happen to be living in our world where we conform to normal, right? So imagine another universe where normal is considered the off thing, right? So it's just something to think about.
It's also so busted because it's one of those words where people won't even want to talk about a disabled person. They want to call themselves that and like think it's hilarious. Mm-hmm. So just find something else to call yourself. Like period. Figure it out. Period.
Yeah, exactly. There's many words, and it doesn't have to. You don't have to insult an entire community who's had to be. It's just not okay. It is not okay. Thanks for giving this time for that, y'all. I appreciate that. But I want to go into that one. Let's go into that one.
Which one is that one?
Oh,
I'm just kidding. That was the Lady Gaga dog one.
Yes.
Oh,
Kathy brought this to my attention. By the way, what the?
Well, I will say
you're gonna make me pop off. I love you.
Let's hear you. What are your thoughts? Does everybody know about
it? No, KT was going to say. KT, what were you going to say?
It literally happened down the street for me. And this is the reason why I actually post about it because I have been telling people the West Hollywood area, people are coming in, they're robbing people, especially on Melrose. There's a lot down where the riots happened. Now they're doing armed robberies and little dogs. People have been held up for little dogs. I think the only reason that this gentleman, Ryan, was shot was because he actually fought these people to not take those dogs. You know what I mean? And they shot him. And actually some surveillance, the cops are saying that they saw some surveillance footage. He was down at the wine and liquor store that's right there on the corner at Sunset and Spalding almost. Where I live on Spalding, that's all I'm going to say, but not like probably like half a mile from that.
You just told everybody where you live.
It's okay. It can't find me.
Living on the edge, can't see.
They already drive their little cars by and go, look, that's where KT lives. No,
tonight, like around 2:00 in the morning, she's gonna get a knock.
Like, who are you? No, but I mean, but what I'm saying is like. Our police department here is overwhelmed with constant, like I got the Citizens app and it's constantly somebody's being held up, a dog's being stolen, and I was like, we've got to really watch out. So, I mean, for it to happen and then to have it happen to her, maybe that will help people understand, like, you got to be safe around here. Cause we move here to think that we're okay, and it's not safe anymore over here.
Well, I'm still over here thinking that it was a setup. I'm going to be honest. I don't
think it was.
No.
My dog is going crazy because obviously he can't handle the talking about dogs being thieved. Right. I'm sorry. I shut my door.
Conspiracy? Like she set it up, or do you mean?
I mean, listen, Dellany and I have had a discussion. This is before all of the stuff came in, but I was like, "There's, I've seen enough Law and Order episodes to be suspicious." And, the fact that he survived the shooting, I was like, was he shot in the leg? We don't know. At first, when I saw the ring light thing, it didn't have sound. And then all of a sudden, sound came out of nowhere. I was like, is it dubbed in? Do ring lights record sounds? And it sounded a lot closer than it actually was happening. Is the microphone really that strong? I'm telling you, I went through like a lot of layers of this. Lady Gaga, like, at first did not even care about her dog walker.
No.
She said $500,000 reward, no questions asked. She did not care whether those people were caught for shooting her dog walker. There's something up.
The headlines were like, Lady Gaga's dog walker shot 4 times in the chest. And then Lady Gaga, the only thing we see of her is, if anybody has my dogs, I will give you $500,000 to return them. And it was like, you didn't say a word about the actual human. It was crazy.
It was just crazy. I mean,
yeah.
Either way.
And I'm not a Lady Gaga lover, okay? Everybody knows I have my problems. But everything that came out before she actually said something was from her PR people. I don't even think she even knew it happened until like a couple of hours later, because even like on the phone, like I got the Citizens app, it said shooting down the street, somebody's been shot and dog stolen. That's all it said. And then like about an hour later, it says Lady Gaga's dog. Even though I do have a friend who lives on that street, it was real, just so you know. He was bleeding out all over the floor.
I know. Yeah. I don't think that he like faked an injury. I think that he was shot, but people actually got shot in Law and Order, and they were the ones who set it up. But no, after seeing the video, I was like, obviously these people track this guy. But I also was like, Lady Gaga, she living in West Hollywood? Like, why her dog's there? That was the first thing. I was like, Lady Gaga don't live in West Hollywood, like where that happened. So
he does.
Yeah.
He
does.
He does, and she lives half a mile away. She lives half a mile away. She has a Hollywood home about half a mile away from him. Yeah, in the hills that she stays at in LA, or she goes to her Malibu big old freaking mansion.
That's where she really lives, is Malibu. Yeah. Well, do y'all think that this would have happened, real or not? But let's pretend let's say it's real. Do y'all think it would have happened if she had not had pure breeds of these dogs? Like, what if they were mutts? Like, do you think that still would have happened?
No, I mean, I believe that's what I was saying is like, there's footage of him at the store with the dogs in daylight in front of a lot of people. I think that he was followed. They do that around here. Like when I'm walking my dogs, because Wookie looks a little purebred. He actually was made, like he was bred to be what he is. And people will slowly cruise by me. And then they realize, oh, I got some crazy dogs. I ain't, you know what I mean? I've had people cruise before. And people do. They'll slow down and look to see what you have.
Yeah.
Because even if it looks like it could be a breed that people would want, that it doesn't even have to be, because if you're already stealing a dog, you don't have to have papers. You'll fake a paper. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, so I think that's sort of what people are depending on. Yeah. No, I believe it happened. And I also think that it's kind of icky the way the statements came out and stuff. I just was like, look, they're cute, right? Can you see him? Where is he? Where are you?
Oh.
He's back here. I don't know if you can see him. He's like my bowler pillow. Can you see like a little tail? No. But anyway, that whole story was insane.
It was. It really was.
I really do think that, when stuff happens, Lady Gaga's a little like, it's out of touch sometimes. And I think even Ryan was out of touch walking around in that area with 3 purebred French bulldogs, knowing that is like one of the number one stolen. And to know that stuff's going down, like all dog walkers know that people have been, the thefts of dogs have been on the rise around here. So I would have kind of I wouldn't have been walking out at 9 o'clock, because I don't even do that anymore. I used to walk my dogs around 10 or 11 o'clock at night and then go to bed. I don't do that anymore. I go about 9, if not earlier. or if I do, I go right out and right back in. I don't walk to a store or anything with them.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the real problem, which is that people are desperate. Like, people are doing this stuff because they're desperate. I mean, it's like, you know, nobody wants to wrestle away dogs from somebody and then shoot them. Like, people are desperate. And, yeah, that's what happens when you don't take care of people. Pass the bill!
Pass the bill. Yeah.
Well, didn't they pass it? We're just waiting on them to like sign off on it, right? Or something?
No, the Senate has to pass it.
The Senate, yeah. I think they have until mid-March 15th or something, or they have.
You know what happens? Like what happened before? Oh, it's holidays. We're just going to go on vacation.
They can't take off for St. Patrick's Day. It's not going to happen. They better sit their tails there and just, No, it's true. People get desperate, and you know, these kind of things will happen in desperation. It's awful. But also, sidebar, people need to adopt, don't shop. No shade, Lady Gaga, but really, like, because I don't know, don't get me started, but adopting dogs is important. Yeah, but all right, good subject. Next.
So do we go deep or do we go like award season?
What do you want to do, Kathy?
We could do award season real quick. I mean, I have like very little to say.
I have little to say, but I really love the shade that Tina Fey threw to Sia for music. She actually said, when she had to say her spiel on it, she then said, you know what, guys, this movie is incredibly problematic. I don't want to get into it, but like, I was like, oh my God. Yeah.
Well, you know what's funny about that? Like, everything rested on Kate Hudson's shoulders that night. She was the only one there representing that movie.
Really?
And thank God she had her big family around her.
It was her whole family. Yeah. I found that's something I found fascinating. I was like, all the people, like, with all of, like, look at that whole crew that has decided to be in a bubble, or are they really, or are they just in denial? Like, you know, that whole thing went through my head, like the people who chose to be by themselves, like, very fascinating. Yeah, I really could have just watched the opening and Norman Lear section and Jane Fonda section and been fine. Cool. And also Jamie Lee Curtis's breasts are my life, and may I have my breasts look that good when I'm her age.
I was like, that's a yellow dress if I ever seen one when she came out, and I was like,
she was smoking. She was smoking hot.
You guys, I didn't even know.
You didn't see Jamie Lee? Oh,
I was like, I love the kids coming in and interrupting their parents, and they kept like touching them. I loved it so much. I loved the centenarians, or however you having their tits out. I loved it. Like, I was like, yes to all of that. Yes.
Oh, I was very happy. Like, 2 women from the 90s came back and won. Jodie Foster for Best Supporting Actress, and Dana Scully. What's her name? Oh my gosh, I just know her by that. Yes. You know, she won Best Supporting Actress in a TV show. And I'm like, yay, 90s ladies are back.
She's fantastic. I love Gillian.
Yes, Gillian Anderson.
Gillian Anderson, yeah.
Yes, she is fantastic. I think, and I don't know, I really love these women in their 50s and 60s and 70s. They're making it known that they don't want to go. They don't want to go disappear. So I think they're really setting a new precedent, if you will.
Yes.
Like, in the industry, they're not going anywhere. And I think that's good. That's good for us too, y'all.
And quite honestly, Amy Poehler had on an outfit that I wore to Tunnel in the late 90s in New York.
Okay.
I was like, oh my God. I literally have a photo of me in that same exact outfit, platform shoes, bump in the hair, choker, the whole thing. So, like, let us all live our 90s again is all I have to say.
Exactly. Let's do it. Rated. We gotta get, I think we should. We'll do a 90s night. Yeah, let's do a 90s night, you guys. Do we have time to talk about the deep importance?
Hold up. Well, this will actually go into the deep and important first. I want to say that this Golden Globes made a couple of history things. You know, we had 3 women directors, and I wanted Regina to win. I really did. but I was happy that Chloe won, you know.
Mhm.
I loved all three of the women because I love Promising Young Woman was one of my favorite movies this year.
So good.
You know,
So
I
good.
believe she should have won Best Writing, but I know Aaron Sorkin has been working years trying to get that script made that he wrote. So, I mean, great.
You know
that he
what?
won.
You want to know what? So has everyone.
Everybody
do you think that
has.
woman? Do you think that any of those women haven't had those scripts forever?
Mhm.
Hello, Ricky.
Hello,
That's what
Ricky.
it's called, making a movie. Nobody
Yeah.
gets to be like, you won because you tried so long. Bullshit. No, no.
If that was the case.
His script was very good. It took a very complicated thing and made it organized.
Mhm.
And I feel like Promising Woman was just it was psychologically rich, but maybe not. People go, oh, but that's not as complicated of a plot, like, you know, because it's not a real story. Although I'm sure a lot of women in the world wished it was. And I love Nomadland. I loved it. It actually kind of, as a single person, like hit me in a lot of spots.
Ooh,
That was a really good movie.
I have to see that one too. I haven't seen it.
It's on Hulu for free if you have Hulu.
Yeah,
Okay, cool. I'm
But
on it.
also, I wanna like say there's one, and for having Promising Young Woman, this this TV series should have been in, and that's Let Me Destroy You.
Or how wait.
Yeah, is it
What is
no?
it?
How may
It's
I destroy you?
I may destroy
I
you.
may destroy you. Sorry, let me.
No,
tell you a
it's
story.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
No, it's
I'm like,
no.
that to not be
My
up
favorite
for
thing.
anything. That was
No,
like, I was like, what the heck?
No, it's that,
That's a
and like
slap
that
in the face.
and that Paris one was like whatever that Paris show was.
Emily in Paris. Yeah.
Like what the hell's that? No, I May Destroy You is outrageously brilliant and incredible filming. And that Jane Fonda speech, that's why I loved her speech, because she walked through, you know, she walks the walk. She's like, I watch these things and they affect me. And I love that. I love
You
that.
know one thing I didn't know about her? Because I have a love-hate relationship with her for a while. But it's just, I think when I met her, I was really young and she was married to Ted Turner. And I think she was just in a bad mood when I met her, you know? And I think she was just in a bad mood for all of those years. But I did not know that she did the exercise videos. All the money from her exercise videos was donated to her causes. Like what she, like, that's how she paid for all of her causes. So I'm like, yeah.
No,
you know?
I mean, did you see her documentary that was HBO did?
No, that's on my to-do list.
You guys, it is. No, you have to watch it. And yes, when she was with Ted Turner, yes, like yes to all that. Like
there's a reason why she was in a bad mood.
Yeah, talked about her eating disorder. I mean, like really, yeah. She probably was hungry.
I'm gonna check that out. I love her. I love.
Speaking of documentaries.
Yes. Speaking of documentaries.
Before we go to our next one, I want to say, because that's on, you said that one's on HBO. People go out and watch Alan versus Pharaoh.
I need that. I need someone. KT, do you have a thing? Can you share your HBO with me?
I can't because it's my friends.
I need somebody. People out there watching.
We have it.
Share the code.
We have it.
I'll go splitsies with you.
No, you have to watch that. You have to watch that. That has affected me deeply. And I just want to say, if he didn't do it to Dylan, there's two things that he should be chastised for. Number one, he married his daughter. You know what I mean? He basically married his daughter. Number two, nobody remembers that back in the day, he was sued from his first wife. Do you know why? Does anybody know why? You should know why. You're from New York, right?
Yeah. I don't remember.
I mean, we got roots.
So his first wife had after they divorced, she was sexually assaulted. And he wrote this joke that about the police talking to her that basically, I guess it wasn't a moving violation. Do you remember that?
No.
So I mean, if you look back at his life, he should have been canceled a long time ago for other things. So like, even if you don't believe that he did anything to Dylan, there's something. And they also, the documentary does one more thing. It goes through his writings and even notes that he has. I think in Princeton is where he has all those notes that he's donated. he always has a character that's an older man dating or married to a younger woman.
I saw a clip about the grooming, how he grooms the audience. He grooms us. Yeah, and that's, by the way, he's not the only one. Most of Hollywood does that.
Right. It's true. It's true. So. He is not the only one. Ugh.
Well, so anyway, I was just saying, I know we're not in our what you watching, but when you mentioned Jane's documentary, I was like, there's something that people need to watch this docuseries.
So Jane's documentary and this one.
Give me the HBO code and I'm in.
Okay, well Jenny's got it. So
I'll give somebody YouTube TV if they give me HBO. It's a trade. We'll trade.
I mean, we got it over here, sis.
There you go. Text each other back and forth. You guys watch it.
Jenny to hook us sister up.
Jenny, hook Kathy up. I told her.
We'll talk about it next week again, Dellany, after you watch it.
This is the only show where somebody yells to their roommate like every couple of minutes. Hey, Jenny.
I'm sure with COVID that is not true. I'm sure that is no longer true.
One time KT like yelled at me on the hair because I pulled Jenny in. I was like, Jenny, I also would like a snack. She's like,
she was like,
speaking of, I have to DoorDash right now. Excuse me, I'm just gonna go DoorDash.
Speaking of DoorDash, it's Takeout Tuesday. Don't forget people. Takeout Tuesday.
Yeah, but look what happened to you last Takeout Tuesday. That was nuts.
So I did do Takeout Tuesday last week because I made sure because I promoted it on the show, and I was like, well, I better order from it. So then the poor girl goes and delivers to the wrong apartment complex. So I had to get refunded. And then I couldn't tip her, and I felt really bad because they refunded me and it wouldn't let me tip her.
Oh.
You know what I mean? And so now I feel like I went to the wrong. I hope she didn't get chastised because I feel bad when stuff like that happens.
It happens.
Yeah, I feel bad all the way to not having your food. I mean.
Yeah, I ended up making food that night.
Oh man.
No, I'm so sorry. But you had to make your own food.
Was there one more thing we were going to talk about? Did we already talk about it?
It's kind of the most important thing, you guys.
Oh.
Hate crimes.
Oh, so, that too. There's so many important things.
What was the other one?
Let's focus on this one. This is so important.
Okay, so like we brought this up last week.
No idea what's happening. I did not know we were going to talk about hate crimes. So
I forgot. But
you told me to put it on, Dellany.
I did, but we also had that other topic. But it's fine.
What was the other topic?
It was the one concerning like BMI and vaccines, and Kathy just got her.
I forgot to put that one on. But we'll hit that in 5 minutes. We'll do that.
We'll get there.
Yes. Because this is super important. Because this week we brought up last week, and now reports are actually coming out. Like LA, just in the LA Times, hate crimes on the Asian community is up very high in LA. It's up in San Francisco. I mean, we say it all the time. It's up all over the country. And so now to me, it's time for, the Asian lives matter. That's where we need to be moving to next. Because it's not their fault.
I think, Kathy, it was you who said this, right? Or was it you? I think it was you. But especially once we have these vaccines and whatever, we're going to protest a lot. Like, you know what I mean?
I did say that.
How did you say it? Like
I basically was like, these punks who are holding office everywhere that think it's okay to be openly racist, white supremacist, QAnon, blah blah blahs are going to have a rude awakening when we all next spring, before the midterms are out on the streets because we feel confident that we can be back in the world. I was like, because if you thought this summer was bad, wait till you see when we get the vaccines in the arm. When we get the juice, it's over. It's done.
We're here.
Come on. No, I can't wait.
We are I can't wait either. That's going to be my job. I'm going to be protesting every day about something. But no, that's a real concern, KT, and it's just gotten worse, and I hate to hear that even what we consider more progressive areas of our country have also, it's happening here too. So,
well, it's also where there's like large parts of the population are Asian there. You know what I mean? Like that's also why. But I'm glad that people are speaking out. We're going to be on Clubhouse later. I went into an incredible room that was talking about this.
Oh, really?
And yeah, and I feel like, you know, it's interesting because a dear friend of ours, Rodney Cho, who is Asian, he's Filipino. He has been saying forever, like, you know, obviously he's like, I have a privilege. I've never been enslaved here in this country, like my people. He's like, but he's like, there definitely is like a, like, out of sight, out of mind thing that happens. So it's like, you know, we haven't even like accepted that Asian people exist in our culture. Do you know what I mean? And like the news doesn't even cover it. They're like invisible. So there's also like obviously treating people like they're subhuman and like animals instead of human beings is one thing. But then like not even acknowledging someone's presence is like a whole other kind of abuse. Like it's like a very like interesting thing.
Right. Yeah.
It's not like everybody else's marginalization. You know what I mean? It's different and does need attention for sure.
It does. Yeah. Thanks, KT, for bringing that back to the table. We can.
Well, there's two things I just want to keep reiterating. Number one, why are people going up and just hitting an Asian person? I just don't understand what makes a person just want to go, especially because it's happening to the older generation more. Because I that's what I keep seeing is like another old guy has been attacked or a woman. Like this woman they stole beer from her pizzeria. She chased them outside and they beat the heck out of her. You know what I mean? And I'm sitting here going, what is wrong? And
beer.
These are Americans, number one. Okay. They're not from China. They didn't just come over there. They've been in America for a long period of time. They did not bring the coronavirus over. Okay, you idiots, you got to get that out of your head. And to go up and to spit into somebody's face, blaming them for the virus. Are you wearing your mask? Because I'm going to blame you for it because you just spit on that person without a mask on. Right. Do you know what I mean? That's the stupidity of people is what makes me go, really? I'm like, are you just crazy? You know, it just makes me like so angry. You know, Dellany knows I get angry like. Because another group, I'm going to always bring this up. There's another group that's overlooked, and that's Indian women who are constantly disappearing in America, and nobody even cares. You know, it's like, it's just. I mean, there's been a couple of documentaries about it, but there's not enough said. You know, it's not in the forefront of people's mind, and these women are just disappearing. They are gone, they're missing and nobody looks for them. And that's just sad too. So anyway.
No, it is not good. It is not good.
And it's not funny.
No.
You know? And they need to quit making fun of it. You know, if you go back to the Asian community, like there is constant bigotry in comedy about the Asian community. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
Huge. And it's like, okay, we got to stop. You know what I mean? You have to stop there's no making fun of Asian drivers. There's no making fun of accents. Stop it. You know what I mean? That has to go away too.
Yeah. And we have to start like saying no to things that have those things in there.
Yeah.
Like, we don't get to work on that project. We're not participating.
Right.
And our active non-participation will make those things go away. Like, we have to make it not okay. And we have to say, this is why I'm not doing it. I mean, it's just like with fat people, like, you know what I mean? Like, I won't do things that are degrading. I just won't do it anymore. And I don't hide that. Like before I used to just be like, I'm going to pass, you know, make up some excuse. And now I'm like dissertation, like, this is why this is busted and I'm not going to do it. Please forward to the casting director, send, because like you shouldn't be having that.
Right.
Like that's not an acceptable thing, especially in children's shows. And children's shows with the Asian thing is like a very big deal.
Yes.
They do that a lot. There's a lot of it. there's a lot of horrible stereotyping still done.
There's still a lot of work that needs to be done. It's endless, you know, but I will say that I think, like, even with KT saying, who does this, right?
Right.
I myself, and I still have privilege because I am a white person, whatever. So for me, I saw the changes once Obama became president, you know? So we're looking at like 12 years ago, you guys, but like things got worse in terms of like people's racism showing on their sleeve once Obama became president, where people were, to me, people like couldn't handle it that he was the president, you know, and it got
literally the head of the FBI was reporting to the oversight committee about when that timeline was, and Christopher Wray, the head of the FBI, talked about it. Right? He was like, it kicked up like halfway through Obama's thing, like really high, and it just has been an upward trajectory.
Yeah, and then it's
really kicked up
like
with Trump.
It's like it was like a pressure cooker, right? And it was starting. You started just really feeling it in the air, and you could feel like some stuff. And then no sooner did Trump get into office, it exploded. And that it's just gotten worse, where people feel free that they can be that way because they've been encouraged to be that way, especially the last 4 years.
Without consequences.
Yep, exactly. So we're going to get better and we're going to do better. But like what Kathy said, like, let's not take these jobs that have any type of problems like this. You know, we have to speak up and speak for other people. It's, it's a problem. Oh, I'm getting mad. I'm ready to march now. I'm ready to go march right now.
Wait,
I need a vaccine. I need a vaccine.
Oh, wait, the vaccine. Are we on the vaccine? Yeah. I think I went out just a little bit.
It's okay. It's okay. It happens to me all the time.
So you got the vaccine. Was that what you're talking about?
I got the Pfizer vaccine.
Now what qualified? How were you qualified to?
I am a teacher because I teach at the BFA program. And it was easy. The whole thing took a half hour, and that was mainly because they made me sit for 15 minutes after to make sure you're okay. And I had like a little bit of like appetite suppression, like not really like nausea, but just like not interested in eating. And like, when you have that feeling of like your lymph nodes working, like they get a little swollen, your hands get a little tight maybe. I had a little bit of that. I've been taking salt baths, but it's been great.
So that 15 minutes where you're, in the holding area, basically Kathy said the guys there are really hot. So did you act like you were going to pass out?
No. I didn't say the guys. I said everyone, because women can get their freak on too. If you like ladies.
So everybody who was in uniform there was hot. Everybody.
Where were you at? Okay, where were you at? Because I'm going there.
I mean,
Cal State.
Okay, Cal State. So did you I would take that 15 minutes and be like,
I was so horrified after I kept running into people, not running into, they like make you go through this maze. I was like, everyone in charge here is hot and in a uniform, and I am braless.
Yes.
And my hair was in a knot on top of my head that looked like I could have had it, like it was a bird's nest that someone glued to my head. I was like, I am a horror show right now, but I will come back. I will look very cute next time I go back, is all I'm trying to tell you.
So she did not slut it up. You're supposed to slut it up.
I mean, at least give someone a little cleavage. I tried to get my cleavage today.
What are we talking about here? Yeah. I'll be like.
Yeah, I was trying to serve au naturel today. Look.
I never show my cleavage. Sorry.
Listen, you wear like a hot, like muscle tee, KT, with like a hot belt and a cargo pant, you are going to walk away with a date.
There we go.
All I'm trying to tell you.
Dellany, we don't need that. We don't need that.
Wow.
That'll be me going to get my shot.
So is that?
Yes, it will. Yes, it will.
She's like, please, Dellany, stop it.
make sure everybody's
Amazing.
still awake. Everybody's still awake for the show.
We're still awake. It's like that time she pulled her bra off in the middle of the freaking show.
It was hot. It was triple
That
degree
was
weather.
incredible. That was a great day. That was a great day. That was good.
Well, you guys, I think we're late for Clubhouse, so we're gonna have to pop on over to Clubhouse.
But
Did you put a time on it?
No. What
did.
time is it? Oh, you did?
You did?
I did.
All
I
right.
said 6:45. Oops.
Oh, Lord, Dellany.
Dellany.
I mean, everybody who knows us knows. So.
All right, so who's going to be joining us? We have Kathy, we have me, you,
Gloria.
and Gloria.
Gloria.
Is going to be on us. So guys, we're going to go get off here now. So everybody say goodbyes.
We're going to.
We'll hear you at Clubhouse, y'all. Thanks for having me.
Go to Clubhouse.
You guys, it was so fun.
We're definitely bringing Kathy back. Bringing Kathy, like sexy back.
I mean,
sorry.
I would love that. I'll come back whenever y'all want.
Yay.
Maybe whenever the internet doesn't mess up 20,000 times during the whole freaking broadcast.
I know.
Come on, LA and Spectrum, get together.
All right, so we'll see you guys at Clubhouse. We're going there now.
All right.
Let's go. Bye, y'all.